These news actually called. They speak of the squeezing of black human soul, black human soul, black human soul, black human soul. I saw a man breathing on another man's neck. The man on the ground. I can't breathe, he said. Can't breathe, can't breathe, breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. On the top, the stadium form, right in his eyes, a hunger with the scar, the trophy that he won, like a lion that he shot. I'm a winner, he thinks. I can do what I want. I do what I want. I do what I want. I do what I want. Please, I can't breathe. Please, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't I can't breathe.
That's Shanti Pirate with the news every week. Unfortunately, this week, we have all been watching. Thank you.
See you later.
Hello and welcome to Sunday Slips. I'm Liliana Velasquez, and this week our open stage live stream will not be bringing you entertainment, but bringing you the voices of the people that have become our family here in Berlin. Sunday Slips is an open stage that is open to people of all walks of life, all languages, and all nationalities. We believe that Black Lives Matters, and we are going to be part of this revolution through our live stream and through our daily walks of life, through the way that we represent ourselves and through the voices that we use to make our voice louder. I am a Colombian American immigrant living in Berlin, and our goal is to make you laugh, dance, and evolve. But we have a responsibility. So today I'm going to be welcoming to the stage performers that are willing to be vulnerable while angry and tired. They are continuing to find strength to have this conversation. And we hope that through self-care, this live stream today will bring some change somewhere. So I would like to welcome to the stage first my weekly co-host, Dio Katunga.
What up? How you doing? You good?
I'm all right. We're doing...
Wynton in the back.
How are you doing, Dio?
I'm good. Just came back home. Went to the protest today to see how people be doing shit.
Good.
Yeah, it was iffy though. I don't know.
How so?
I don't know. There was a lot of people around that were not there for like the protest in general, but I mean, I don't know. They were there for the protest supposedly, but it was more like a live gathering of like people that hasn't happened in a while. So they're like, we're protesters. There was like people with signs like, we don't want testing on animals. And I'm like, what are you here for, bro? What is this fucking shit? You know, chanting some fucking shit. I don't know. It was stupid.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to have a different kind of protest in Berlin because we are in a more peaceful state with
that's for sure.
Much better circumstances. I mean, we're in a sense in a privileged place to be protesting compared to others.
Yeah, that's for sure. But like, I don't know. There was a lot of people there like to flex their new outfits, and yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? We even heard that because we were first. We came out kind of from the middle, not really in the middle though, because it was like a lot of people, you couldn't really get to the middle. But we came out to like circle around and see everything what's going on, and then we stopped at one point, and we were just like standing there and like chanting and listening to whatever was going on, and there was like, I don't know, constantly just white Germans like passing by and being angry that like something is happening. And then on the other hand, there was like this group of people with like tote bags that said like, no animal testing, fucking some bullshit like that. And then one of the fools from these people was like, oh, what are they screaming about? I can go up there and say that I eat shit and they're gonna chant as much. It's the same. Like, oh, they're saying nothing. I'm like, fucking, why the fuck are you here, bro? Like, I was so pissed, dude. I don't know. It's just stupid fucking people that are gathering, and it's not fucking for the stuff that it's not for the stuff that we're there for. You know what I mean?
Well, the energy is displaced.
Yeah, it was weird, man. There was like some people chat like when it was like all quiet, because like it was quiet at one point, and there was people. I really don't want to say white, but they sounded white as fuck. Anyway, they were like screaming out from the middle of the crowd like some hashtags that they read. You know what I mean? And it's like this is not. It wasn't like their necessarily their opinion
Oh,
or like
they were
why
echo.
they were just saying shit that they read or some shit.
Yeah,
We don't.
like echo.
We're over with dialogue and what are you over with dialogue, bro? Like
Well,
what action do
speaking
you
about
want to take?
dialogue, Dio, let's bring in our two guests who will be part of our dialogue today on race. And here we go. Please welcome Tyrone, Stallone, and Joe
Big
Von.
T. Big T.
Hey
Hi,
guys,
everyone.
thank you.
Hi.
Hi. Can you please introduce yourselves one by one?
Uh, my name's Tyrone. I'm an American living here in Berlin, and been here for about 2 years. I'm a comedian. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say.
All right, Joe.
I'm Joe. I'm a Black American immigrant in Berlin. I've been living here for 3 years, but I've lived here before, so I speak German. And I'm here as a journalist, comedian, and writer.
Correct. And Dio, for the audience that doesn't know where you're from, can we just remind them?
Oh yeah, I'm half Bulgarian, half Congolese. Moved to Germany about 5 years ago. Moved to Berlin 2 years ago.
Dio, are you also fluent in German?
Yeah, I can speak German.
Tyrone, so you and I are the ones that are like slacking a little bit?
I mean, if I get this next visa extension, then I'll learn some German.
That's what
I gotta leave. That shit's stupid.
It's hard. It's hard to learn German in this country because, in this city.
In this city, yeah. Living in Bootydorf, it'd be real easy.
Yeah, I was from Bootydorf. That was the most part of the German resistance.
So what brought you to this country in particular, coming from the United States, Tyrone, and what brought you to Berlin?
Long story short, I had a friend that was living here and she told me to come out and visit. I was living in London at the time. So I came out and did a couple mics, enjoyed myself, had a lot of fun. And I left and I came back about 2 years later. And I was actually going to move back to the UK to start doing stand-up again. But then everything over there just fell apart. And I just ended up staying here.
Was your decision also based on like the quality of life here, the opportunities, in comparison to the United States, and maybe feeling more accepted or not?
I mean, my standards are so low. Like if you leave like America, you live anywhere else, you're like, wow, you're in America, you're like a second or a third class citizen. In Berlin, it's like a second class citizen with perks. So anything's an upgrade, honestly. I've lived in several different countries. I've visited, and the only other place, I've never felt as unsafe as I did when I lived in America. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
What part of the United States are you referring to?
Well, I'm originally from Southern California, Los Angeles area, but I've lived in the Northwest before. I've lived in surrounding areas of LA. And, I always felt just walking outside was always like an adrenaline rush. You don't know what's going to happen, what's going to go on. And I think my experience might be a little bit more extreme than some people's. I lived in group homes. Things like that. So I had constant interaction with, the state of California, with police, with social workers, went to some really bad schools and just had problems. But, you're born into it. You're used to it.
Yeah, you're constantly in this like ready to go.
Yeah, but you're just used to it. And then when I left the country, my first place I went to was Thailand, and I mean, it took me about 2 years not to get that sort of like, you know, fight or flight, like when I see a police car. You know what I mean? Because any time it's always, you know, I walk into buildings, always looking for like the exit police car. You know, I'm looking for, you know, people wearing certain colors, people of certain races, looking for cops, undercover, stuff like that. And that's just normal, you know, going to school, not even involved with anything illegal. It's just
Daily life.
as a black, as a black person, I don't really feel like you're safe anywhere. If I was going to live somewhere where I just felt like the most comfortable, the most accepted, I'd go back to South Africa. You know what I mean? But I had a really hard time getting the visa there, and Berlin just gave it to me. And like I said, if you're going to live somewhere, you know what I mean? This is, it's a lot easier than some places. You know, it's a lot easier than a lot of places, you know. But at the same time, I always got my headphones in. I ignore people, you know, because of, you know, my experiences in LA. I don't really look at people, you know. I look at like, you know, like their bodies and stuff, and I might see them, but they don't really get to see
the peripheral.
Yeah, peripherals and stuff. Like I really just block myself out, and I'm like in this bubble of just stand up and stuff. So I don't interact with Germans as much as maybe Dale or Jovan Hutch. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about that? I see you reacting.
Yeah, so I said I've been living in Berlin for 3 years, but I've actually been coming back and forth to Germany for, I think, 20 years now. I came in high school. I was an exchange student. I was definitely in the town I lived in Oldenburg, one of the only Black people, one of the only minorities. And it was this experience of people just like staring at me. Like I was known within, I think, a week. Everyone knew who the new Black person was in the town.
The only.
And not the only, but one, like the new one. In like a very big radius.
The old one.
They knew where I lived. They knew my whole story. And so clearly from that, I wanted to experience a part of Germany that was more multicultural, more diverse. So Berlin was always this huge attraction for me and wanting to come here. So then I started visiting, and I would visit every few years. And then, you know, there's this freedom that everyone experiences here in Berlin, or the reason I want to come. And then I moved here, and in the past 3 years, it changed a lot. And I definitely reached the point where, for example, I live right next to Mauer Park. I don't go to that park I don't go there to relax anymore because I can't relax there. I rather walk over to Humboldthain because it's just there are more non-white people there, so I'm not as conspicuous.
When you say that it changed in the last 3 years, are you talking about the locals or also the immigrants, the whiter colonialistically raised immigrants that come here also to live not a better life, but a more like whatever in Berlin?
I mean, so I always say, my moving here coincided with the AfD becoming the largest opposition party in the federal government.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Let's take this opportunity then to also introduce your video, as it's going to pretty much bring people awareness.
I think I was gone for a bit. You meet?
Are you there?
Liliana?
Yes, I can hear you, but you're frozen. Let's bring him out and bring him back in. Yeah. Sometimes you got to do that with these little live streams that we're working on here. But let's bring Joe back in, see if he's back with us.
Hey, can you hear me now?
We can definitely hear you.
Camera black, though.
1 second. Hello, sorry. I don't hear any audio now.
We can hear the audio, though. Tyrone, you're killing it with the green screen, low-key.
Where you at?
Dope. That's just dope.
This is actually bar 12.
We're missing our bars.
No, it's just I had it in my computer, so I just uploaded it. I was looking for a strip club, but I was like, you know, I'm real picky. You know what I mean? So I was looking for all the pictures. I was like, I'm not gonna get it in time, so I just put up the bar 12.
Bar 12.
That's sick.
Yeah, I was looking for Magic City or something. I just couldn't make up my mind.
Oh shit.
I thought that would be inappropriate, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Black Thighs Matter. So I just put this up.
Black Thighs Matter.
All right. Well, we're working something out with Joe.
Look at that. Joe Von Hutch, he's so black. He don't show up on camera. Look at him.
I hear you now. I hear you now. I
He's
see.
black. Look at him.
He was here.
Yeah, he's here. You know what I'm saying?
You shadow.
He was talking to the kid.
Yeah.
Look at him. Joe Von Hutch.
People.
Yeah, Joe, are you alive?
I think I'm going to have to switch to my laptop. It's not working for my phone.
That was
Sorry.
a performance
Let me try that.
Joe
Not
Von
right
Hutch called Blackout.
Sorry.
Blackout.
He's a real person. He does exist. He's not just.
All right, so we're going to switch him over to his laptop, and as soon as he's ready, he'll be introducing his video. I feel, as a woman of color, but I'm very fortunate to be in Berlin, where I turned white. I had no idea I was this color. For a while. I'm usually a bit more sun-kissed. I do feel, I mean, I represent a voice for many spaces, and I try my best to constantly keep using the right terms and being aware of the changes that are happening, and also.
All right, hi everyone, I'm back. Sorry.
We're back and speaking up and providing Sunday Slips with that. So I'm glad that you're all here with us. And now I would like to have Joe introduce his video, and we can keep on with our conversation of the day.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, sorry. Sorry, I'm trying this off. This is why I have not done any streaming things. Tyrone, you see why I've not done anything streaming? This is why. Sorry about that. So last week, I was racially profiled in a Berlin park. And the thing you have to understand about German laws is it's not the States. You can't pull out your phone and go on Facebook Live. You can't record the incident and put it up later and have it go viral and have people support you. People have tried this.
Right? They have like an identity law with photography and film.
Exactly.
So
yeah. So everyone has before putting anyone's picture up, they have to consent to you putting their picture up. And that clearly protects racists because they're never going to consent to you putting that video up. It protects police because the same rights apply to them. So I've been doing an ongoing project of filming incidents like this. And so I know what you have to do to blur faces out. But I've never really been the one it happened to. So when the security guard approached me, and you'll see the audio, I started just recording audio on my watch. The moment he approached me disrespectfully, accusing me of having broken into a park that was open to the public during daylight hours, I knew exactly what it was.
yeah. All right. Well, let's watch the video.
Können Sie sich vorstellen, warum ich mich jetzt aufrege und warum ich jetzt versuche, mich sehr
Gut, nein, ist okay, Sie müssen mich
ruhig.
beantworten.
Ich versuche jetzt.
Videoaufnahmen.
Nein. Sie haben mir aber nicht Ihren Namen gesagt, weil wenn ich mich nachher beschwere, will ich wissen, mit wem ich gesprochen habe. Und Ihr Name ist? Nein, Entschuldigung. Wenn Sie mich stoppen und mich etwas fragen, dann möchte ich wissen, warum. Und
Wir sind nicht verpflichtet, den Namen zu sagen.
dann bin ich nicht verpflichtet, mit Ihnen zu sprechen, oder?
Ja, ich gucke mir jetzt die Videoaufnahme an. Wir wollten bloß von Ihnen wissen, wo Sie reingekommen sind.
Aber das haben Sie mich nicht gefragt.
Das haben Sie.
Nein. Ich habe es aufgenommen. Sie haben gefragt, wie viele Leute da am Sicherheitszaun waren. Und dann haben Sie gesagt, wenn ich mir das Video angucke, dann werde ich sehen, dass Sie nicht rübergeklettert sind. Sie haben mich nicht gefragt, wie ich hier reingekommen bin. Und was habe ich gesagt?
Ja, das ist jetzt noch keine Aussage.
Ich kann Ihnen sagen, ich spare Ihnen die Arbeit. Ich bin da reingekommen. Ja, aber ich verstehe, weißt du, das Problem ist, ich bin hier langgelaufen, bevor Sie hier angekommen sind, habe ich gedacht, ich wusste nicht, dass es hier diese Wiese gibt, wie schön, ich würde sehr gerne hier Zeit verbringen. Und weil Sie jetzt, ich möchte, aber ich habe eine Frage, warum darf ich nicht hier sein?
Wenn Sie jetzt nicht über den Zaun geklettert sind.
Nein, warum darf ich nicht hier sein? Dann warum halten Sie mich an? Warum werfen Sie mich vor? Sie werfen mir vor, dass ich hier eingeklettert bin.
Junger Mann, wir wollten bloß wissen, von wo Sie gekommen sind.
Das haben Sie mich aber nie gefragt.
Das haben wir gefragt.
Nein, er hat mir vorgeworfen, rübergeklettert zu sein.
Nee, das habe ich nicht. Wir haben von uns als Kollegen
Warum geht er jetzt gucken auf ein Sicherheitsvideo? Warum reicht es nicht zu wissen? Und entschuldigt er sich dann, wenn er zurückkommt?
Ja, er entschuldigt sich. Und wenn Sie jetzt wirklich von da gekommen sind, ja, ich muss der Frau jetzt recht. Wir sollten Sie fragen, von wo Sie jetzt gekommen sind. Entschuldigung.
Bitte.
Komme ich hier auch irgendwo auf? Nee, nur da vorne wieder. Sie sind dann eigentlich jetzt das Problem gewesen. Sie kamen jetzt, verdächtig ist ein blödes Wort.
Aber es ist ehrlich.
Nein, das hat mit ihrer Hautfarbe gar nichts zu tun. Wir haben bei uns im Familienkreis auch Leute ihrer Hautfarbe, das ist völlig Banane. Sie kamen von da, sind in die Richtung gegangen, wo meine Kollegen ganz schnell gefahren sind, haben geguckt, so sage ich von meinem Standpunkt aus da. Dann sind sie hier lang gelaufen und haben hier geguckt. Dann dachte ich, das ist aber komisch. Und habe dann nur gesagt, frag doch mal, wo er reingekommen ist. Das war alles.
Aber ich, wie
Weiter war
gesagt,
doch gar nichts gewesen. Es hat sich keiner persönlich angegriffen.
aber
Nämlich
wie gesagt,
sauber.
ich glaube, wenn ich nicht verdächtig ausgesehen hätte, bin ein, aber das war das Wort, das sie vermeiden wollte,
Ja,
aber
nein,
am
ihr
ehesten hintrifft.
Ihr
Oder
Verhalten in
zutrifft.
dem Augenblick.
Mein Verhalten, ich war noch nie hier und was gibt's da und was gibt's da und ich könnte da mich fahren.
Das weiß ich doch aber
Aber
nicht.
wie gesagt, das ist das Problem. Er kommt jetzt hier angejoggt und der darf das. Sie gehen nicht zu ihm, sie fragen nicht, wie er und wie wir jetzt alle bestätigen können, ich bin auch von dort gekommen. Ich habe gesagt, da komme ich hier nicht raus. Dann habe ich gedacht, vielleicht ist da ein Ausgang, dann laufe ich dahin, dann merke ich, was ich brauche, ist in Ruhe an einem Ort mich aufhalten zu dürfen. Das ist das, was ich brauche. Das hier bestätigt für mich wieder, wie gesagt, Sie wollen das Wort verdächtig. Nein, das ist mein Alltag. Das ist nicht das erste Mal, was das hier jetzt passiert.
Dann tut mir das leid.
Und ich möchte, dass Ihnen bewusst ist, das nächste Mal, wenn Sie jemanden fragen müssen, und ich verstehe auch nicht, warum Sie das fragen müssen, wenn es einen Eingang gibt, der geöffnet ist, aber wenn Sie das fragen müssen, können Sie sagen, hallo, ich bin so und so, darf ich fragen, Entschuldigung, ich weiß, ich störe Sie, ich weiß, ich hasse Sie auch, aber können Sie mir bitte sagen, und ich weiß auch nicht, warum man sich überhaupt rechtfertigen muss, wenn der Eingang geöffnet ist, aber nur für die Zukunft, Sie haben mich nie gefragt, wie ich reingekommen bin. Dann hätte ich irgendwo gesagt, ja. Und das wäre, Dankeschön. Aber das war es nicht. Sie mussten das Video gucken. Ich musste hier bleiben. Ich musste mich rechtfertigen. Ich musste warten, bis ich das Recht bekomme. Und Sie haben sich entschuldigt. Vielen Dank. Aber das Problem hier ist viel größer als mich und viel größer als Sie. Das ist leider der Fall. Wenn jemand so aussieht wie ich, werde ich immer. Okay, dann, ich war nur einmal in meinem Leben hier und ich wollte mir, wie ist es da und wie ist, und dieses Verhalten ist für Sie verdächtig. Nur, da kann man Tennis spielen und da kann man dies machen und da kann man das. Man läuft vom Eis, ist schön. Also eigentlich möchte ich jetzt nur noch wissen, wie kann ich mich beschweren?
God damn.
Last week.
Yo, that's wild.
Yeah. And so just to give you so in between the two things, it was a 25-minute conversation. I was held there for 10 minutes while they had to look at the video. And then when they came back, I wasn't ready to just let it go. I was explaining to them as calmly as I could what they were doing to me. They didn't want to admit it. I finally got the information of how I could submit a complaint. It took over a week for me to hear back from the city of Berlin. And the city of Berlin, who I told I had the audio if they wanted to listen to, they didn't have to listen to the audio. They simply said they spoke with security and they did nothing wrong. That's what I had already made the video. I had already started sharing parts of the video with my friends on Facebook. And then I was standing at my computer when I heard that, and I was just like, I just put this on YouTube. Let's see where this goes. So that's why I'm now trying to have like a larger conversation, because the prohibition on recording video means these stories don't get out there, but they're happening to us all the time.
Yeah.
And you're talking about here in Berlin, in Europe, in Germany, because of the identity clause. You said earlier that you have this project ongoing. So how many more videos have you done with people right now?
Right. So the project is called Film the Police, and it started. Sorry.
Film the Police.
Yeah, Film the Police. Yeah, Film the Police, and it started. If you remember, in 2018, there was a group of Black British and Black Caribbean tourists here in Berlin. They were police forcefully made them leave a KFC at Alexanderplatz. They put that video online. It was shared hundreds of thousands of times. It was reported in international media. But because of this law, the police then threatened to sue them. And when the police threatened to sue them, I'd been having Facebook conversations about this, debates with people going back and forth. And then I remember I saw the notifications that someone had responded to a comment. I went to respond back, it was gone. And I was like, did this person block me? What happened? Come to find out, when those people were threatened to take down the video, it just removing it from that one place it was uploaded to Facebook meant like all the hundreds of thousands of shares just disappeared.
Oh shit.
So all those comments, everything people had been talking about was gone. So then I looked into the law, I interviewed the people involved, and I wrote an article for Daddy Magazine, kind of explaining it's written for Film the Police. So the project now that's ongoing is, it kind of started when the coronavirus restrictions happened. I met with another, my colleague on this project from Black Lives Matter, Melody Health. We met and we were like, we know already at the beginning of this that the police are going to be using these laws to come down harder on Black and brown people. So unfortunately, we don't have the statistics in Berlin, but if you look at a city like New York, I think it was the newspaper reported 35 out of 40 people arrested for coronavirus restrictions or infractions were Black. So
yeah, they even
35 out of 40. Actually, the number, so that was correct. 35 out of 40 were Black, 4 were Latino, and 1 was white. So it's not even 35 out of 40. It's 39 out of 40 people arrested in the city of New York when they did that article were people of color, and only 1 person was white.
They even attacked.
That's where they have statistics. Sorry. Yeah.
They even attacked us at Alexanderplatz one time when the corona laws were just like starting to come in place, and we were pushing around. But I was like with my bike, and then the other 2 homies were also with their bikes. One of the homies is Black too. And then we stopped at Alexanderplatz where 2 of our white friends were skating, and the cops like literally almost ran us over with the car, and then like jumped out of the car and we're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And we're like, yo, like relax, we're not gonna skate, it's fine. Because we thought it's about the skating. We're like, yo, we're not gonna skate, it's fine. And they're like, oh, you're not doing the corona laws, why are you not doing the corona laws? And we're like, yo, we were literally apart enough. So it wasn't about that shit. It definitely was not about that shit. And we're like, yo, it's all good, we're gonna leave. And they're like, leave right now. They pulled out pepper spray, they pulled out tasers. They're like, if you don't leave, blah, 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 blah. It's like super aggressive. They're like, all right, fine. So we left and we like went around the corner and we just like paused for a second to be like, all right, where are we going from here? Because we wanted to skate Alexanderplatz. And like, okay, where do we go from here? And they circled back around and stopped in front of us. And we're like, we told you to leave, da, da, da. And we're like, yo, we're literally leaving. We're just wondering where to go. Leave Alexanderplatz right now. They came out of the car again with the bats and so on. And we're like, yo, one of my friends, the only white homie that was with us, he's kind of like Hispanic. But he was like, yo, can you give me your, because he's like half Hispanic, whatever. But he was like, yo, can I have your number? Like he asked the cop, can I have your number? And the cop was like, what number? And like whipped out the fucking thing. It was like, oh, and we just ran away basically. It was like weird, dude. I don't know.
Tension.
Yeah, actually. So when you say Alexanderplatz, I just want to mention one thing really quickly. The reason that video disturbed me so much with KFC is because I would always go through Alexanderplatz on my way to club, basically. And if you can find that video online still, which we found and we saved on Daddy Magazine, but they're talking to a group of tourists and they say, give us your passport. And they're like, our passport is in a hotel. And then the police officer says to this group of tourists, we don't believe you, you will be searched. And when I heard that, I was just trying to imagine any Berlin club goer being told by the police that they're about to get searched. And so I wanted to know, can the police do that? And so on a place exactly like Alexanderplatz, Berlin law, it's called a gefährlicher Ort. The police have, yes, so gefährlicher Ort, so dangerous place. And on places like Alexanderplatz, Görlitzer Park, the police can search you for no reason.
Oh, what the hell?
And who are they targeting, right? They're not, and so your average white German has no problem with this law because your average white German doesn't need to worry about getting searched to begin with. But then they pass these laws and they say, this place is a gefährlicher Ort. We can search you. We don't even need to see you doing anything illegal. We can just decide we're going to search you now.
You now.
What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Well, now you know.
Warschauer isn't Warschauer one of those places in Gorlitzer?
Yep. So I don't have the full list, but where are lots of people of color coming together? That's a gefährlicher Ort.
All right.
It won't be Charlottenburg. It won't be Wannsee, right? It's going to be Cottbusser Tor, Warschauer Straße, Görlitzer Park.
This Daddy magazine, can you share a link with us later on to the article? We would love to have it, please.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen around the world, this is Sunday Slips from Berlin, just bringing you a bit of truth, a bit of perspective on things that we find important, and we believe Black Lives Matters. Nobody's illegal, and we hope to keep the conversation alive and to provide for you not only a place where you can evolve creatively, but a place where you can evolve as a human being who wants a better world for everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dio. Going to be moving.
Thank you. Does Tyrone have, do you have any like a story or something that happened to you in Berlin that would be connected to this stuff?
Here?
Yeah, in Berlin. honestly, I don't have any static unless it's me and another black person. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna name the other people, but if I'm with someone, if I'm walking with people who are like darker skinned, then there's a problem. You know what I mean? We almost got coming back from a show. When I used to have my shows at Zeus for Gestern, we was at we was by Ostkreuz, by the station. Yeah. And there's this spot where they sell doner kebabs. It's like this Palestina. It's nice. And went down there, and these guys just started following us, like 8 of them, you know, drunk. Do you speak German? Ding, 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 you know, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you know, it's me and these 2 other guys. And, you know, these dudes, they're like, you know, like this big, you know what I'm saying? Like a little skinny. So sitting there talking shit, we crossed the street, got out of there. Another time, same thing, Ostkreuz, you know, we're just walking, and this older German guy just approaches one of my friends, gets in his face, and just starts like yelling at him for not giving money to this homeless person. You know what I mean? And we had to really, you know, kind of, you know, I had to kind of get in the guy's face and just, you know, let it be known that, you know, it might be his last night in Germany. You know what I mean? But like I said, like I don't, you know, I keep my headphones on.
I don't got moves.
Huh?
You got some moves. We know it.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, I'm used to, I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff that like happens here, and I can totally see and I believe everyone that happens here, but like I'm used to dealing with skinheads and, you know, LAPD, Bloods, Crips, 18s, like all that kind of stuff. So a lot of the stuff here, it just doesn't, it doesn't faze me. It doesn't even register. You know what I mean? If the cops approach, I give them one word, you know, answer, and I just keep it moving because, you know, it's just one of those things. Like you know, so yeah, like if I'm with somebody else, it doesn't. The other thing is too, you know, the light skin privilege here is profound. You know what I mean? It doesn't, you know, it doesn't get you anywhere in LA. In South Africa, being light skinned is kind of a bad thing, and then here it's sort of like a good thing. You know what I mean? Like if I kind of feel uncomfortable, I might just start mumbling something, and you know that kind of sounds like it might be Arabic, and people, oh no, you know what I mean? Because like those guys, they put in so much work. So I'm just like kind of like stealing the valor, you know. You're like, oh shit, there might be more of them. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's basically it. Like I haven't had anything bad unless I'm with somebody else. If it's just me, it's fine. You know, it's fine. If I'm walking with a white woman, you know what I mean? Not that I do that, but if I am, it has happened. You know, like after a show, me and a member of the, colony, whatever. One of those people will be walking, and then just like the looks and the stares that you get, but that's just worldwide. I mean, like I said, I've lived all over. No matter where you go, you're not safe. You know what I mean? The darker you are, the worse it is for you. If you're a woman, then multiply that by like 5, 10, whatever. You know what I mean? I haven't checked my math lately, but it's just you're just not safe anywhere, and I'm used to it. I think that if Berliners really want to make this place into what they want it to be, what they claim it is, this free thinking, open-minded, bastion of thought and everything, then, people really need to have a conversation and kind of re-examine their attitudes, and it all begins and ends with America. I think most of the negative stereotypes and negativity that people see, like the thoughts that they see, it all comes from American TV, American music and stuff like that. So, as an American, I got to use whatever kind of little voice I have to sort of put things right and maybe not put out these kind of messages, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's always, these, all these stereotypes come from somewhere, started in Europe, but America really made it global, worldwide. Or even when I'm in South Africa, when I'm in Africa, and people hear me talk, it's like, real nigga DMX. And it's like, I'm here across the globe, and the guy, what I mean? You got all these people, and they're black and they're just like, oh, wow, cool. But they want to hang out. And it's like, when you hear the first thing in your mind shouldn't be real nigga DMX. It should be, oh, he's an American. You know what I mean? I mean, we got a long way to go, huh?
As a woman, I'm used to now never thinking that it's race anymore because I am a light-skinned Latina. But as a woman, I'm like, oh, that's sexism. Like, that's my first reaction. It's like, oh, that's sexism. In New York, I was like, this asshole's being racist with me. Like, I know when you're treating me like, but that shifted here for sure. And
you could be like Italian or Portuguese, you know what I mean? Like, you could be whatever. Like, for those of us who are lucky enough to look like we could be something else,
yeah,
then it's a lot easier. But I got friends who are, they're like dark chocolate, they're dark skinned, very, very dark skinned, and their stories are crazy. Because I couldn't imagine that shit happening to me here.
Yeah, man. Shit's weird.
And I think in Berlin, it's always, is it racist or is it rude? Or is it rude and racist? And that is really why I started recording myself. So I got this watch for comedy, like how much time am I running over? What's my set? But then I would also use it if I was going to the U-Bahn and I just got a weird feeling. I was like, I'm just going to start recording this commute.
Yeah.
Because I needed to have that to listen to it afterwards to tell, no, this person, yeah, they were rude, but it was also, they were calling me boy. They were speaking down to me. So.
Yeah. No, fuck that, dude. Straight up. There's, dude, too much weirdness. And it's like, it happens like slightly and like real quick where you're like, what was that? What? Like this lady was like walking her dogs and one of the dogs were starting to come close to me. And she's like, geh weg von die Buse Junge, which basically means get away from the bad boy or like the bad guy. I'm like, what the I'm just sitting here, lady. Like, what the fuck?
See, but that's different. Me, I'd be like, you fucking right, I'm a bad guy. Yeah. Like,
you flex on him. You flex on him. He's damn right. I karate chop the shit out your dog, lady.
Kill your dog.
It's time for everyone to unite. And if you see something, if you're in a situation where you can voice or help someone else or make eye contact when you have the privilege to be in a position of power or of helping, it's time for our allies to also just join forces. And when I'm on the U-Bahn and I see somebody trying to molest my Muslim sister, or not molest, but like offend and get close and make them insecure, I you know, I pray that nothing's going to happen to me, but I definitely stand my ground and make eye contact and make it clear that I'm there. And if it alters, I step in, which is always something fearful, but it's something that it's innate. And I hope more people step in. And we see it now with the revolts. We see it now with the riots. I'm for the violence. I personally find that there's how much more can we in around the world, again, bringing it to all these other countries. We haven't even mentioned Brazil for as an example from South America. Colombia is super racist as well. How much more can we continue to just try and say, let's do this peacefully when the whole entire system is broken?
Oh no, man. But quite frankly, in a lot of places in the world, this is just like the normal way they are, and they don't even know why. Bulgaria is one of these places. Like they act like they're okay with black people, but literally the first thing that I would hear when I go to Bulgaria is "What's up, nigga?" You know, they just say dude, in Bulgaria, white people say nigga all the time. It's absolutely fine. They have the fucking chocolates that are literally called Lil Niglets, which I showed to my girlfriend in the they sell them in the Bulgarian store in Berlin. We checked them out and they're not that tasty. But anyway,
Yeah, we forget
that can exist.
We're very fortunate. She's an activist, and we're very lucky to have her. She just checked in. Please welcome to the chat, Aquinos.
What? They sell nigga chocolates in the shop?
Yeah, dude. They're literally called little niglets, and they're not that good, dude. Anyway.
Oh damn!
They're like this little pastry covered in. It's like a little pastry covered in dark chocolate, and there's like a icon on it, which is like blackface, like little kid with the red lips and stuff. Ew.
Wow.
They're deliciously different, but
right?
It tastes good.
If it was delicious, I'd be like collecting them.
Yo, if it was good, I'd be down, but they fucked them up. They were good once in a while, you know. What way back in the day, they were good. Now they're
so old.
Aquinos, can you please introduce yourself to everyone and to our audience at home?
Oh, hey, I'm the Black Hole.
Black Hulk?
That's
the Black Hole. I heard the Black Hole.
The Black Hole. I said what the fuck I said. It's International Horrors Day. International Horrors Day is coming Tuesday. What?
Nothing. I was waiting for Joe to come back.
Oh, he left when the Hulk stepped in the room. Fuck that nigga. Anyway, so I'm the incredible edible Aquinos, not because I'm tasty, but because I really like to eat food. And I am the international black hole. I literally suck dick on 5 different fucking continents. Applaud me. Congratulate me. Yes, thank you. And I'm the executive director of the Black Sex Worker Collective. And Tuesday is International Whores Day. Don't get it fucked up. It's not International Sex Worker Rights Day. It's International Whores Day. Okay?
All right.
So we're going to be celebrating that. So thanks for having me.
Whole pride. Worldwide. Whole pride worldwide.
Aquinos and I live in New York City, and today we've been talking about racial tensions here in Berlin and moments when we've witnessed the privilege that the coverage of identity has here, because we are witnessing more racism because we are allowed to film it back home in the United States. It's always been the same, but now you're witnessing it more with the live cameras, which make people accountable. And Joe has a project that is covering how here in Europe, in this part, you're not really allowed to film the police. You're not allowed to film the police, correct?
Yeah, I found that shit out the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you have to be a lawyer to understand how the laws work, and you have to be a journalist to benefit from a special exception that allows you to do things that other people can't do with images of the police. So I'm telling Black people, it is not safe for you to be out there with your camera, because they're going to look at you and say, oh, you're a member of the public, you don't know how the laws work. I'm going to take your camera and I'm going to arrest you to stop you from breaking the law you haven't broken yet. So I'm telling people, that's why it's better to secretly film them. So if you can get the audio, so you're not holding a camera in their face, because Germans, they have this belief that you can't film them.
And so they react very aggressively when they see you filming them. And the police are, unfortunately, also don't know the rules.
Sons of bitches. What about all the crazy videos that are popping up online and everything about from the riots and shit? It really looks like Childish Gambino's song, like "This Is America." Like people be stealing like police horses and shit, like shit burning around them. It's insane. Shit is going haywire.
You're talking about back in Minneapolis and in
yeah, in New York too. I saw a couple of videos where New York police department cars, like NYPD, are like just running over people. It's really like wild, man.
I didn't see that.
I'm loving it. I just not the running over people. I'm just loving the tension.
Finally, something is like, I mean, not finally, but people are really, you can see that people are very fucking over like all of this shit, and it's stupid how this is what annoys me, that like you talk, there's like a whole at the protest today, there's like a whole thing about this. All of this is online. Any and everyone can see this and does see this, and at the same time, they're still there speaking about this. Well, I can be up there and like talk shit, and they're still gonna applaud me. Like, nigga, it's not about yo dumbass. Like, how much times do like people have to say, and how much times does it have to be seen that it's like it's not about you, white people, man. It's just not. Like,
they're jealous. They want to experience oppression so bad. It's so cute. It's adorable. It's like jealous, like not getting attention.
Even on stage, when you say some shit like white people can't dance, even though it has been said like 50,000 times, obviously it's like a hack thing to say. But even when you like throw in a little joke like that, white people are like, like.
But they can't. What the fuck?
I can take it, dude.
No, what the fuck? No, why can't they dance?
I don't know, man.
This conversation for like 20 years. Why the fuck can't they dance?
I don't know.
Is it because they have no soul?
Rhythm and sense go together.
They start later in life, you know what I mean? They never had to like dance for their grandma to get a cookie or anything, so they just raised like that, you know what I mean? Dancing, it's like too late, you know? It's like playing a piano. If you don't start by a certain age, you'll never become
They don't want to dodge wooden spoons and chocolate.
yeah, exactly, you know what I mean? You want to do, you got to dance for your grandma.
That's how you end up doing the mapale.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Like I grew up doing the Running Man and shit, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Same.
You know, but I mean, people can take it any way they want, but I'd rather see non-black people on our side, because you look at the other videotapes, they were on the other side, you know, with the dogs and kicking ass and spitting on us. And you know, you're gonna have people that just want to be there for the party and tear some shit up. But you know, I think. I hope that there's enough property damage that occurs and it's bad enough to where, you know, I'm hoping that like corporations will say, you know what, if we're going to build something in this town, then police need to be trained a certain kind of way, because we can't afford to lose these millions because of the fuck up. You know,
Nike started posting stuff about Black Lives Matter, and they said, don't do it. Like this time, don't do it, and then they like put out a list of like shit, like don't be racist, don't don't all of these like fucking things.
But that's just a marketing campaign. I mean, like actually.
I mean, they're kind of
into a town, you know, and town's like, okay, well, if you build your company here, then we're gonna give you tax write-offs. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Okay, we gotta make sure that your police are trained so these guys don't burn down our shit.
With diverse tactics and humanity, they have to be trained to not be. Well, the police cannot murder people and then just be laid off. That's not the consequence of that situation. And you have to train, if you're going to keep hiring people to try and control your society, you have to train people that respect the society. Why would I care about the cops if they're not taking care of me? They're murdering me, or they're hurting my people. They're hurting my friends. They're hurting my family, my cousins. This is not a trauma that.
But the craziest thing is that it's not even only cops. Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, sorry, Dio, just really quickly. On this point, it's not just police, and it's not just when they're murdering us. And that's why I'm trying to make sure people are aware, like, what is the indignity? Where's the disrespect? Very quickly, so my background as a lawyer, and I was in federal court representing a client who was suing the city of New York. And we could prove for a fact it was not under question. There was no doubt about it, the police had broken into their house without a warrant. And this goes against the Bill of Rights, unreasonable search and seizure. The police need a warrant to enter your house. They didn't have a warrant. They didn't have the consent to enter and search the house. And when I'm talking to a federal judge in court about this, a federal judge who should care about the Constitution, he says, yeah, but you can't really get anything for that because what were the damages? And I mean, like, what was the monetary value of them entering a house? And I mean, after all, the police are doing this so much. What do you expect? So that's not even the police. The police did the action. The judges who should be controlling the police and monitoring the police literally said, your poor Black client, I don't care that the police search their house without a warrant because they do it so much.
Health, we don't care about your, yeah.
It's
so
even
that's how high it goes, and even higher.
And it's even to the point where like this dude that like fucking shot Mahmoud up with the fucking shotgun just for running in a neighborhood. The dude wasn't even a cop. He was like some type of like trainee, but he like dropped out and blah 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 and some bullshit like that. I'm trying to make a citizen's arrest with a shotgun, like, and he's not even a cop, and they're defending him. You know what I mean? So it's not even about like only the cops being like just bad people or some shit. It's just like all type of fucking people are just fucking doing whatever the fuck they want to Black people. That's the problem.
Can I just say a couple of things? One, because I saw in LA that they were rioting in front of the Trader Joe's, and if there's anyone in LA that's watching right now and you actually riot in the Trader Joe's, I need chicken and Dewey sausages. I need the cinnamon pound cake because that shit is bomb, bitch. Have you had that shit? I also need the pepper pistachios, the black pepper pistachios. Shit. Additionally, I also need that fucking cinnamon bun cake because, woo! Okay, that was my first thing. I really want to get that out. Expressing all that.
Did you see that dude that ran into a Target to?
What?
Did you see that?
Chocolate chip cookies.
I want every fucking thing in there. Just go in there and just pack me a box.
That's my favorite.
Out of that shit. Just express ship it because the chicken and Dewey sausages and the bacon. I really want the bacon because it's real bacon. Not that German shit. And just express shit that I'll pay for that. That's
tamale.
What about did you see that dude that broke into started looting Target for its Legos? Started stealing hella Legos.
Listen, that is a plan for the future. Like he knows that shit's gonna be worth money at some point, you know.
So hella boxes of Legos. He was like, man, fuck these TVs. Fuck these TVs. I'm buying Legos, dude. I'm looting Legos.
Because the TV is going to be worthless in another year or so, but the Legos, that's lifetime shit right there. So I'm totally for it. But I do want to just say really quick, I'm really appalled at how the Black women are being really overshadowed. The Black women who've been murdered by the police are really being overshadowed by this. And there's an article somebody posted on Medium that I just can't even read it because I know there's going to be a lot to digest. But I'm actually really salty about that. I'm not trying to shit on no one's grave, but I'm saying I'm finding it a little bit funny that we ain't saying Breonna Taylor's name and she just died like 5 minutes ago. So if we're watching out there in StreamYard land, we're forgetting Black women again. And it's kind of showing me just how worthless we are, just how worthless our existence are, and how we're always a backdrop to everything else, you know? And I'm wondering, like, how do Black women need to die in order for people to have a uprising for our death? And just how convenient it is that we don't even remember Sandra Bland all of a sudden. Like, I'm seeing, like, all the things that I'm seeing all over the internet, it's like maybe they'll mention Sandra and Brianna. No one is mentioning Kareen because of course she was a loudmouth Black bitch, and you know we hate bitches like that. So you know if I fucking get killed by the cops, nobody's gonna give a fuck. You know, that fucking whoring bitch, she sucked dick on 5 fucking continents and she had a big ass mouth. We don't give a fuck about her. So I just want to point out that that's happening, and if moving forward, not necessarily this conversation, not calling y'all out, but moving forward in all the dialogue that's happening out there, if we can not act like they ain't kill a bitch while she was sleeping.
Yeah.
Thank you for my soapbox.
You're always welcome to all the conversations we're having here. We appreciate your voice and your time. And I think everyone as well, this has been real. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having us, Lily.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Have a good one, dudes. Enjoy yourselves. Keep doing some comedy.
All right.
Peace. Why am I still out?
You know, because we love you. Because you know who's next, right? It's been. We just want to remind you that Sunday Slips is open to having talks. We will be reading the messages later, and we hope we shook a few feathers and made you think back at home. That's what we're here to do, right?
That's what we're always here to do, man. Make people think about shit.
That's right. You want to have a seat here for a second? Say hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, humans.
What it do, Splinter?
Hey, humans.
There you go.
Is that a Bernie shirt?
Yes, it is, sir. How are you?
Very well. Yourself?
I've been okay.
You've been okay.
I was listening to stuff that's going on in the world.
Mm.
And
what do you got to say?
I wanted to say a couple things. I was writing some stuff. Is brainstorming. And this is about my mom. My mom taught me how to deal with so-called enforcers of the law at a young age, the police officers. And she taught me a very few great, that's why I'm living to this day, is because Umi Noor Ali taught me how to respond to people with guns in a very serious way. And it sticks with me, even here in Germany and Berlin. The police officers aren't as American police officers, but they are everywhere. It's the biggest Bloods and Crips in the world. Act accordingly. So, or deal with the consequences. It shouldn't have to be like that, but unfortunately, we know what the fuck is going on. So if you want to challenge somebody with a Glock and have backup, then you have to know that there's more than one camera on you. You have to know, even fuck the camera. If you want to live, act accordingly. So I make a shout out to Philip Pennell. I touched this topic very lightly. I live this. My good friend Philip Pennell was murdered by a police officer, and the police officers kind of ganged up against the humans. The other humans, the people, and it was not. It wasn't correct. You know, you see them and you think as a kid, oh wow, protect and serve. But then stuff happens, and stuff has happened. I'm not going to touch on it too much. I'm going to try to play some music in a little bit. I just say rest in peace. Black Lives Matters. All you humans matter. But, unless you go through it, if we say privilege, unless you go through it, unless you deal with it, then you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, I seen it. I seen it. No, it doesn't happen. No. Try it. You make a test. Take your white friend and ask him to ask for directions, like I did today, and it got lost. If it was my friend who was white, he would have got the right directions. And if it was anybody else, since I'm a caveman on Google Maps, they would have found their way. So it's a little up and down. I'm gonna play some music. God bless you guys. Wash your hands, wash your butt, and play. I'm gonna play some music. And act accordingly. Live. Peace.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Okay, good. They can hear me. They heard me. I think they heard me. I think they heard me. Did they hear me? Did you hear me? There. That's what's wrong with this. Hi guys, my name is Wynton Kelly Stevenson. I'm playing over here. Be aware. Be aware. This one's called D minor, and this one's called, yeah. Let's do D minor. This one's gonna breathe. Hopefully you guys breathe and breathe well and continue to breathe. Choose. Take care of yourself.